from somebody, a team, a group, an organization that's building day and night to make this become a reality. So, and to see that you've said so many use cases, like travels alone, great use case. I see that it's kind of like a business model that, for example, like Airbnb uses, give a room to stay or your house to rent out, etc. And you even said, products, you are even said that you are working with different vendors and travel providers. And like guys, like that, this is crazy because how I see it, right, is that we are the hard part. It's like we don't have a value for Pi, but even as Pi2Go says, we have to make sure that we work. Okay, that we have to create these systems. We cannot wait for the sunshine to come up and everything get resolved, because if we all just done that, if we all just waited and if we all just didn't take action, nothing would happen. But yeah, look, Pi2Go says, tell me, can you please tell me and the listeners just the little situation, like how is it building on the Pi blockchain? What is your findings? What are you guys seeing?
Yes, generally, maybe I can say building on Pi blockchain and building somewhere where you're not getting something for yourself. Like me, I've worked on Pi network, Pi2Go as a full-time volunteer. And these guys that I've said here are volunteers. We have some full-time volunteers here. People who quit the job to work for Pi2Go. People who quit a job to value Pi. So I'm just saying this, that whatever we have found is that without dedication, without sacrifice, if we wait on somebody else to come in then to help Pi2Go, no one will work for us. As Pi2Go team, we gave the dedication, we gave the sacrifice, and we're still pushing. We have to sacrifice more. It's not yet over. Getting some 5 countries service providers from them, it's not yet over. We still have more than 200 countries. So maybe that I can say that's the finding so far.
Right, thank you. And just so people understand, this is a big risk that people take on who are builders, quitting their jobs and volunteering full time. But it shows that there's dedication already from people all around to make this a success. And I don't ask everyone to do the same, but if these guys can do it, why can't you contribute like 1 hour every day to Pi Network, right? Like, why can't you work on your own way to make the Pi ecosystem better? You don't have to buy, sell, or anything. It's more about like finding ways that suits you, right? And there's a lot of ways. But Pi2Go says, can you please tell us about like like how easy it is to build on Pi Network, or is it complicated? Is it difficult? Is it full of bugs? Are there challenges? What is the traffic like that you guys are seeing? Do you see that many people are using it or can easily find you? Or can you give us a bit more oversight, because it's coming from third developers, right? So maybe well, I'm sure actually that many are curious that what it is like to build on this Pi blockchain and using the Pi available developers tools.
Yeah, challenges are there, and we face them daily. Like now, I'm in Kenya. I'm working with somebody maybe in Nigeria, and then maybe somebody's in Europe, somebody's in another country. So the communication part, maybe I can say that's a challenge, of course. But so far, some challenges are manageable. So far, creating a platform that you can have at this time for pioneers, it's easy, but also it needs your attention. For example, you can need a platform that You need pioneers to join maybe on daily basis. It's you need to work on it on daily basis to give the interaction as well. So pioneers as at the moment they still eager with the open-minded. So a pioneer also can say, without open-minded, I won't use the car. Without the GCV, I won't use the car. So the car vendor also is still staring. Why? Because we need the consensus price. We can't chip in to discuss the prices. But getting a customer maybe say GSCV, the vendor has his own price. So maybe that's a challenge on the pricing at the moment.
Yeah, thank you for that. Well, it's good to hear that, working on the Pi blockchain and, you didn't see any big problems, which is great to hear, right? Like if these guys can develop on this, just fine, that's okay. But, you've heard that Pi2Go services have challenges as well. Like one of the challenges is like language barrier, right? Like yes, they can work with people all around the world, but those people maybe from different countries, there's like a language barrier, sorry, and this global consensus value, or that's the Pi2Go services, myself, Pi News, or you, or anyone, nobody's in a position to tell you what you should accept Pi for. Okay, it's a great idea to accept Pi for $300,000, but like you have to come down to planet Earth. You have to come back into reality. If you're not finding buyers and if you're not finding sellers for like $10 a Pi, what makes you think that there will be people selling things for 300? Like you just don't understand that it's kind of difficult right now. Like if there's gonna be people offering for like travel services that cost money, real money, right? They're not going to offer it for you for like 0.002 Pi. They're not going to pay $2,000 for a 5-star holiday for you, so they can get paid in like 0.0002 Pi, right? Like it's not how it works. And I'm not here to bash on anyone specifically. I'm just here to kind of state the obvious and the facts that it's not how many imagine it. But in any case, I think like at this ecosystem, what we're trying to build, it's like we got to start small, right? Like we first don't have to get the largest organizations involved. No, we have to create our own and make it work in our own way. And price will have to start from the bottom, or at least in some manner. It cannot start from the top. But what is most important is that we create these systems. We create use cases. It's not about use cases so the price makes sense for everybody. Like until the end of the time, there will be arguments about the price of the Pi. No matter what you say, what you do, what you believe, doesn't matter. What matters most is that buyers and sellers come to agreement. If a holiday on Pi2Go services costs 20 Pi, okay, it may make sense for you. It may not make sense to many other people. What matters is that there is an app, a mini Pi app that is built on Pi that utilizes Pi, and that it brings buyers and sellers together. It facilitates supply and demand for Pi, where people, pioneers, Pi holders can transact goods and services in exchange for Pi. So we must create more use cases like Pi2Go services, and we must try services like Pi2Go services, and we must interact, test, give feedback, and just do all kinds of things with it. Okay. I'm going to ask a question from Pi2Go services, but again, I just want to point out that it's important to start small, right? Like it's one thing waiting for like big companies to come in and for price to happen, but creating use cases, making sacrifices to ensure that the Pi ecosystem is vibrant and it comes to life quicker, and so it benefits everyone. It only serves us. If more people were willing to sacrifice a bit more time or contribute to the Pi ecosystem, you will see a large network effect, which positively affects every Pi stakeholder, every pioneer, every Pi developer, every core team member, every moderator, every potential Pi buyer and seller, right? And it's use cases like Pi2Go services that is gonna enable people to use Pi daily, and it's gonna give reasons for outside investors who don't have Pi to buy Pi, because some people may, for example, want to use cryptocurrency to pay for travel, and they could use Pi to pay for travel services, right? Like if and there's like a reason, if you buy Pi, you can pay for travel services. But if we go and open mainnet with zero ecosystem, zero use cases, why would that make us any different? Why wouldn't people buy another coin like Ethereum, for example, where it can be used for so much more? And that's what we have to keep in mind. We got to create this ecosystem. So Pi2Go services, can you please tell us about how Pi2Go services is like, what is your roadmap? Do you have a roadmap at all?
Yes, we have.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we earlier started with our operation within some few countries. As you can see from our travel side, we have we have some services from Tanzania, and also we have a country like where we had to strategize to see how this will work. And the finding is, after we got the services, it's indeed that the pioneers still don't want to use the service because of the GSCV, but others have been using the platform. It's been being utilized. It's not that it's not being utilized at all, but we have the other pioneers using it. But the challenge is the other stuff that are GSCV. And also about Pi2Go, I would like to say that yeah, I think I've answered the question there. Yeah,
Okay,
about
cool.
the working from one side, then you open to more slowly. We go to another country, like we found Vietnam. We go to another country like Malaysia, and then for some time we can have our local representatives. If we have some more services from the region, then we have some local services, local representative representing us within the region there.
Fantastic. And a really important question. Can pioneers try Pi2Go services? Can they list already their services for Pi right now? How could they help?
If they have their services, then they want to list on Pi2Go, they contact our contact, like contact@pi2go.app. From there, you will have to interact with our marketing manager, Roots 2025, and then you'll have the clarity and the way forward from there. So it's about contacting Pi2Go. You can contact us from any other social media platform, maybe Twitter or any other media platform. If you are in Pi2Go platform, you contact the Pi2Go admin, and then you'll get a clear way from there.
Fantastic. I think that's very useful, and it's a great information. If you have any services that you would like to provide and try to earn some extra Pi, you can check out Pi2Go and see what you can do to earn more Pi. Okay, and see if it works. Give them some feedback. Test it out, and yeah, just take a look. I don't think many people know about these dApps, so that's why, like, I invited you to speak today. We will be discussing different projects in the future as well. For example, next week, at the same time, like how today started at 3 p.m. GMT, we're going to have PiChainMall give us a little insight into their operations and tell us about their project. So be sure to follow Pi News and myself to stay up to date. And of course, please make sure you do follow Pi2Go services as well. Okay, it's really important, and make sure, please, to check it out. Okay, you don't have to do much, just anything that helps. You know, like how Tesco says, every little helps. Yeah, that is true. And in our case, it's very, very true. Okay, it's like if everybody just helped a little bit more every day, those little helps suddenly compound up, and they make it's the snowball effect. Okay, and that's what we have to encourage. We don't have to encourage people to accept Pi for a crazy high valuation. We have to encourage people to do more for Pi Network in their own little ways. It can be as creative as you make it. It doesn't matter, as long as it helps other pioneers or Pi projects, then it helps the entire network. And the more we help the network, the better the outlook in the future, the more positive results. If we all decided to not do anything, that would be disastrous. So I wanted to thank Pi2Go for speaking up about their project, and I encourage all of you to check it out. So with that being said, I want to now invite, well, here's the thing, two things. I would like to ask the speakers who have any questions around Pi2Go specifically. And we'll answer the questions, well, Pi2Go services will answer the questions about Pi2Go services. And if you guys want to stay and actually just listen to Peter's actual feedback and the discussion and his research on the AmazonPi.com topic, then we'll get back to that after we answer some questions from Pi2Go services. So yes, please put your, if you do have a question about Pi2Go services, and let's get it out of the way. I can see that Shield actually has put his hand up previously, and I know he's a Pi speaker, and he does speak on these Twitter spaces. I'm gonna approve him first, and then maybe he can just ask a question or share his thoughts on Pi2Go services, please. So Shield, welcome. How you doing, buddy?
Good evening, Mr. Cozy. Good evening, Pi community. I greet you all. It's really nice we gather here sometimes to share out some kind of informations for benefits and what we do know about Pi, and I'm really glad to be here. Okay, what I actually want to understand from Mr. Pi2Go services was, how ads, as in ads, not the ads from the PiCore team, ads like video ads of the Pi2Go, how the services do go on. How about we've not been seeing them on or any updates from Google Ads that these ads are one of the basics way of making.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. It's Shield's voice, man.
Pi2Go, do you understand what I just said?
I'm not getting you clear. I just saw
maybe let me rephrase a bit. I was actually asking about we pioneers not been coming across ads design mode, especially for the Pi2Go services. Ads by the time that we are in now, by this time now in this ecosystem, we're supposed to be seeing video ads from Google, paid ads from Google that will also enable the ad service, advertising services of a undeveloped project.
Yeah, I get it. So the ads that you're seeing, that are being financed by some different financial institutions, And as I said earlier, we have our full-time volunteers here who need to have something to pay for their bills, maybe. So we implemented that we will have this one to boost some needs before we get to open mainnet, and also to help us to do some development stuff that needs fiat currency. At the moment, we are working from a server that needs fiat. We are working with electricity that needs fiat. We are working with different scenarios that we need some bills that are needed to be paid. So we implemented this one some month. Is it 1 or 2 months ago? And then to start seeing if it's going to boost our development part. And then also we have pioneers can post their adverts, apply for the adverts, and then pay Pi2Go team with Pi. So pioneers can post their ads, send us the ads. The ads will be reviewed and then will be published by the Pi2Go team. So we still have some ads that you have to pay in Pi. If you are maybe a promoter, you have a business that you want to promote on our platform, then you pay us with Pi, and then we advertise it for you.
Okay, okay. You really hit the nail at the exact place we'll be needing to understand this and how it goes. Yep, Cozy, I still have something maybe I think we can still get to discuss maybe later about the Amazon web integration that you were just saying earlier. Maybe I will use the mic now for other people to ask questions about the Pi2Go. Maybe later we'll still join up in a discussion over about the Amazon integration.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for your question and for your input, Shield. Do appreciate it. We'll revisit the AmazonPi.com story in a few moments. But I wanted to give my input as well. And by the way, if you have any questions, put your hand up and ask a question about Pi2Go services whilst you do have a chance. But I wanted to give you my input as somebody who has worked in advertisement media companies. I worked for a newspaper company actually back in 2017. And, I understand that advertising, works in a way. I have a better oversight. So I can tell you that like advertisement is a great way to monetize a large audience. But like, what Pi2Go services said, they have a number of volunteers. And, I can tell you as well that these costs, just the cost to run these servers and electricity, it costs a lot of money. And not considering that, there are real people sacrificing time. So it would be great if Pi2Go services could make money. And if we can help just by, using their services to see their ads, great, fantastic. I also love how people can pay Pi to advertise their services on this platform. I can see that in the future, right, as more people will be using Pi2Go services, there will be much more traffic, and the people advertise on there, they're gonna get a great value for their money, right, for their Pi. Which, if you are mining Pi, then essentially, I'm not saying it's free, but it's a great way to get your business some traffic. So anyway, yeah, I like it, guys. I really, really do. Initially I thought, travel Pi2Go is just like a travel app and you pay for holidays. But, I've learned that it's much more than that. It gives much more use cases. It's kind of like an advertising network. It's Pi holidays. It's Pi, overnight stays and it's holiday packages. It's a lot. And that's the beauty of it, is that these guys probably also thought that it could be just one thing, and then now they're building, and they are building much more use cases. So if we help Pi2Go services to grow and we see them success, we'll see not just one use case for them, we'll see much more. And you can imagine this and relay this to any other company. For example, I'm just going to give you my take on like PiChainMall. PiChainMall is like a web shop, right? but now they have like games as well, different kind of games, and now there's like 6 use cases. So you can see how it once they get their main um, use case being developed and see some success, they are able to create more use cases. So if we help these awesome projects grow and help them a little bit, we'll see more use cases come out from them, and it's much better for everyone involved. So yeah, I'm gonna approve now Day Pi to ask a question around Pi2Go services. Okay, should be working. Hi, Day Pi, welcome. You need to unmute your mic. Do you have a question around Pi2Go services? Hello? Sorry, I was speaking. So I'm just approved a couple of people to speak. So why don't we hear from Maya Christianti about her question around Pi2Go services? Welcome. What's your question? Okay, doesn't seem like any answer from Maya. Pi Music, I can see that you're now a speaker. Do you have any question around Pi2Go services?
Yeah, good day, pioneers. I have a question. Uh, some people have tried to access Pi to Go via iPhone. Are you aware of the difficulty in accessing your platform via some versions of iPhone?
Yes, we are aware of that. We are aware of some inaccessible logging or authentication from iPhones. And we've worked out for pioneers with iPhones. At the moment, they can use the login out of Pi browser, where you have to copy the code or scan a code to your preferred browser and then use it. Before we get to fix the issue with the iPhone, which will be next.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for your question, Pi Music. So we also now have Pi Cameroon, who's an established Pi speaker, usually attends and shares thoughts on Pi Network. Welcome to Pi News Weekly. How is it going? What's your question?
Hey, Cozy. Thank you for having me. I just come on the space to assist Pi2Go as a moderator of Pi2Go to answer some certain questions if pioneers really, the requiring to know certain more information or insight about Pi2Go. So yeah, I'm just here to assist Pi2Go, should in case.
Yeah, fantastic. Can you share us your experience with Pi2Go and what are your observations?
My experience so far, Pi2Go has been amazing. It's a little bit challenging. First of all, when I got into Pi2Go, I had a sign up issue, like Pi Music said. It was kind of complicated to go around the like every new project. It's kind of complicated until you get yourself familiarized with it and get acquainted with the platform and you get used to it. And so far, we have some there is a like challenges bringing these services to individuals, or let's say people that have like hotel service providers or car rental, it's some kind of challenges bringing them to our platform. And the fact that fiat is not yet involved, it discourages a lot of people, which is quite understandable. But we're doing our best to bring the best services provider on Pi2Go, at least for the services that Pi2Go has to offer for the daily conduct of Pi2Go. And also we call on we call on pioneers to assist us in one way or the other by coming to the platform, whatever it is that you have to provide, even if it's a local or it's a house, even if it's your private car, anything just to bootstrap the Pi ecosystem at this point in time, to build the ecosystem for it to flourish whenever open mainnet comes. So I think that is one of the most challenging things. And thank you for giving me the mic, Cozy.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing your insight. I just wanted to comment on this. You said a key word that I really like: bootstrapping. What bootstrapping means, if somebody doesn't know, it's using existing resources to kickstart a project, right? And right now we understand there's a difficulty to exchange, Pi for like fiat currency, which really limits the things we can do, but it doesn't stop us from everything, right? It just means that we have to find creative ways to operate under these conditions. And it actually forces us to work in a way that, like, just to start small, right? It's like it is kind of how it is. But if everybody was incentivized to do things so they can earn more money and Pi, like, not only we would see, there would be a lot more cash grab attempts. That's just one thing. And even if we did see that people could exchange Pi for money, yes, that would be great. But understand that without a Pi ecosystem and without like existing things, most people would not be interested in bootstrapping or kickstarting the ecosystem, because they're the path of least resistance, right? For people to make money, then it would be not to use Pi for service. They would just sell. Do you understand? They would press the red button. They are like, it's much easier. It will go like this. Dang, dang, dang. Okay, we don't want that, especially on day one, because if it starts, it's hard to stop, and it can have devastating effects on the price of the coin. But anyway, I digest, and I am back to two more speakers. Why don't we start with Jing Tamong? Welcome to the show. What's your question about Pi2Go?
Yes, I have. Hear me right?
Yeah.
My name is Sing Tamong. I can speak English a little bit. I have two questions to ask. The first question, I don't know, the Pi is a list on Huobi is the same the Pi mainnet, right? Last question.
No, it's not.
It's not, right?
No, it's a Pi IOU. It's not real. Pi cannot be traded anywhere. It's impossible. External connectors are blocked. What these exchanges they've done, okay, is they listed Pi IOUs. IOU. It's a promise that if and when Pi goes open mainnet and they are able to list Pi, the real Pi, then if you trade these IOUs, then at that moment in time, you will be able to redeem those Pi IOUs 1-to-1 for real Pi. But I wrote a thread on this. It's pinned on my Twitter, so you can check it out. I wrote an explanation, but please go ahead, ask your next question, Zing.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And the last, the final question, I don't know, I have to KYC around 1 year ago. Why I cannot receive? At my team, I don't know, they have to KYC. I don't know why I have to KYC is not open. That's the last question. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, so just so everybody's clear, we'll take questions for Pi2Go services now. Okay. Let's not focus on different questions. This is our chance to ask Pi to go some questions. But just to answer your questions, it's a waiting game right now. There's millions of people waiting for KYC. The KYC infrastructure needs work as well. There's more demand. There's a lot of people that need to do KYC. So we just have to wait until everybody's selected. But please do in the comment section. You will find the Pioneer community, and we discuss this details in further details. You'll find answer for a question. We can continue this conversation on there. All right. So thanks for your questions. And now I just wanted to ask Ojukwu to raise his question around Pi2Go.
Thank you.
Your mic is muted, so if you want to unmute yourself, that would be great. And if not, then we'll have another question from somebody else. Okay. Hey, sorry, I was speaking again. My bad. I was just saying that we didn't receive an answer from the previous speaker, but now we have Lucky Aid with a question, hopefully around Pi2Go services. Go ahead, shoot a question. What's up? All right. This is clearly not going as I intended, but anyway, it's the beauty of Pi Twitter Spaces. But you can see it's $1 billion. It's a multi-billion company, right? Like, you know, things don't work. There are bugs. You could easily say that, you know, it should be fixed. Elon Musk, you know, it's like developers. But guys, like, it's just how it is. It's not everything works as intended. And if a $1 billion company has bugs like this, there will be bugs like this, or you know, on Pi network. So we need to kind of rectify those issues, and basically deal with them as they come. But anyway, now I have Pi network excitement USA GCV value. Now, very curious to hear your question around Pi2Go services only. How's it going?
Good. Everything going good. What's up, Cozy? I see everybody in here that's normally here. All the big time pioneers have been here a long time. I see all y'all faces. I appreciate this space and give me a little bit of time. I had a question for Pi2Go. I spoke with you guys for a minute, and I have been speaking with a couple of people over here as far as travel agencies, not real big travel agencies, but smaller, kind of independent agencies. And their question is, other than the Pi2Go app, where is it that they can find other information on Pi2Go travel service and how everything works? I'm a pioneer, but I don't know everything about Pi2Go. I just found out a whole bunch of stuff today. I'm glad you had this space, but that's just the question that I had. But I also had a question. I just wanted to make a comment on the guy that just said something about the IOU. Just want to comment for him. Like he said, nothing's for sure. You don't know what's going on with that. But as I'm sitting here talking and I'm looking at Pi2Go, I'm sure they're mining Pi. I'm sure everybody else is mining Pi. All the exchanges, they're all mining Pi. So who's to say they can't do their own IOU with their own Pi? So don't act like it's not being done. That's all I want to say, but I need that answer from Pi2Go as soon as you can. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your question, bro. So I would like to tell you that the travel part of Pi2Go on our platform is found on the menu. If you log in, after logging in on our platform, you'll see the menu there displayed, like listing, channel, groups, In there, we have the travel part. On the travel menu, you click on it, and then it will direct you to the travel section where you will see the posts of for the services that are being offered on the travel section. On the listing part, again on the menu, you click on the listings, and then it will direct you to the marketplace where you can post your product there, and then you engage a pioneer via chat.
Okay, thank you. So they basically just need to be part of the Pi network and go into the app just like a regular Pioneer and do the same thing that a regular Pioneer would do.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just that was a great question. Actually, I wanted to give some feedback as well, and maybe a suggestion. I know it's unsolicited, but like I kind of want to say it. So yeah, I mean, there's two things here, right? Like there's pioneers and there's non-pioneers people. So for every pioneer, there's actually 228,000 people who are not earning Pi right now. So it's really important that we educate people on, how they can get involved in the system. And for example, this, like, if Pi Network, Excitement USA didn't raise this question, maybe Pi2Go services wouldn't be able to know about this problem even for now. So it's really important, like, that you see that you do a little bit of your own and try to help them in another way. If Pi Network USA, Excitement USA wasn't going out in its own way approaching local agencies and travel agencies, then this problem won't exist, and we won't even know about this, right? So my suggestion is actually for Pi2Go services to create like an introductory simple video that before Pi2Go services just even says, is addressed for non-pioneers. Like, why should they join Pi Network? How easy it is? What do they earn? And all the selling points and the features and benefits for those agencies, right? And then say it in a way that makes sense for non-pioneers, right? And if it's like a 5-minute video, 3-minute video, just go through the benefits and then because if you do that, then it basically allows people to have a better oversight of not just Pi2Go services, but of the big picture as well and how it can relate. But yeah, that's my suggestion. And I see that Pi Cameroon has raised his hand. So please, brother, go ahead.
Yeah, Koji, thank you. And also, like you said, Pi2Go is literally unveiling some short videos and directing pioneers on how to operate on this system, because some might be new, some don't really familiarize themselves with it. And I believe with little or no time or anytime soon, Pi2Go will start hosting also Twitter Space and giving update and trying to do some directive for pioneers to get access to the app, because I believe it's very important and very necessary for the platform to do this and help educate the pioneers so that they can get more familiarized, because we don't know who they will also show this to and expose the project to. So that's also what I wanted to add on it.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. May I elaborate just as well? But go on, Pi Network USA, Excitement USA. Sorry, I always miss that. Go ahead.
Well, you can call me Brian, cause you know who I am. Listen.
I don't know, Brian. Sorry, Brian. Go on.
Listen, I wanted to also say something about the about spending the Pi at Pi2Go services. I know, listen, man, I am high consensus Yale millions of dollars. That's me, okay? But that's not to say that, guys, that we shouldn't spend, just like all these other cryptos, you know how they stake and they burn, you know what I mean? This is our way of burning. You got to spend some of the Pi. We're not saying spend it all for $300,000. That is just to bring awareness and to allow a person to know that it is very, very valuable. But it's not to say that you don't spend, a little bit of Pi here, a little bit of Pi here to funnel into the ecosystem to get the ecosystem rolling. That's what they're talking about. We're not talking about go spend $2,000 on an iPhone, though. I mean, 2,000 Pi on an iPhone. We're not talking about that type of stuff. But When you see Pi to Go, they're here, they're saying, oh, we can't do 314 all the time, whatever. I understand that. Patronize them, even if it's one Pi from everybody. You know how much that'll help the ecosystem? I'm done. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, look, that's exactly what I think as well, and that's exactly how I'm going to close this AMA section now with Pi2Go services. Well, first of all, I wanted to thank Pi2Go services for coming, and again, please do follow Pi2Go services and check out the app itself, and you know, help in your own way, whatever that means. Okay, every little helps. Remember, so. What I wanted to say is just to elaborate a little bit of this whole ecosystem and these spending things, is that it's kind of funny, right? If you know that Pi worth maybe like $1 million in the future, you don't want to spend it, right? But excuse me, what are you gonna do until you reach that money? You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna work on your job and save and never spend a dime? No, you have to spend that money. Like, you have to use your earnings for your own benefit. You have to do that. And in Pi ecosystem, this is most crucial, guys. You understand that it's not about, like, if you use Pi to get a product or a service, it doesn't benefit you. It benefits Pi network as well. It benefits it because it creates transactions in the Pi ecosystem. That person gets Pi, you get a product and service. That person with that additional Pi is able to use another service or another pay for another product, and it creates a cascading effect. This one transaction that you make may allow that person to make 10 more transactions, and when they make that 10 transaction, it might allow 10 other people to make another 10 transaction. Do you understand where I'm going? It may be cool to wait for a high valuation for Pi, but if you went on holiday for 1% of your Pi balance, and maybe if you got an iPhone for 1% of your balance, not only you would have great products or great service, you would be able to tell that to your friends, share stories, and advertise the network, and you would serve social proof that this just works, and that's gonna happen. Like, if you're just gonna stay and not spend, you don't help the ecosystem. Imagine today's day and age, if everybody was saving money, if nobody was spending, right? You went to work, you got your wage, you got home, you didn't spend it. Or if you started a business and everybody was not spending money because it makes more sense to hoard the value, they wouldn't be using your services. You would go out of business. There would be no repeat customers. There would be no activities, and that's why that's why, for example, like Bitcoin is not a great use case for everyday currency, because if you spend Bitcoin, like, you're missing out so much in the future, because price tends to go up for Bitcoin because it's so deflationary. But Pi, on the other hand, it's inflationary, right? Like, there's going to be more Pi in the ecosystem. Everybody's earning Pi. There's more Pi to go around for everyone. But what we must do is spend it in the Pi ecosystem. If you can get a phone, right, from Walmart or your local shop, that's great. But if you get it from Pi, that's better, because not only you didn't use fiat, but you provided extra currency to somebody else in the Pi ecosystem, which they can utilize. And because, again, Pi is not about hoarding it and not about stacking it up forever for 5 years, right? It's about spending it and using it, right? You can use some of that to purchase another thing, and that person can use it for purchase another thing, and the money will flow around. So this is really important, because it increases the productivity of the ecosystem. It incentivizes spending. It speeds up transactions. It makes the world go round. Pi is like the oil for this engine. And if this oil is not used, right, if everybody just decided to put the cap on this oil and not oil the engine, you understand that this engine is gonna not work. It's gonna get stuck. It's gonna grind gears. It's not gonna be smooth. But if people, again, not like 100%, but don't again, it's like your balance in your bank. You don't want to blow it all, but you have to use some of it. If you didn't use any of it, what's good? What's a number doing for you if it's just growing your balance? If you don't use it, you want to buy things, you want to invest in projects, you want to save for your family, you want to give away for charity, you want to buy products and services, you want to have a lavish lifestyle. Great. If you do this for Pi, it allows other people to do the exact same thing, right? So this will be important. So that's my thoughts, that's my take, and that's 1.5 hours being spent on this Pi Truth space. But let's listen to Peter. And let's revisit the AmazonPi.com situation. We got Peter with us on this show. And Peter, please introduce yourself and why are you here today?
Yeah, hi. Sorry for the technical issues earlier. That's resolved now, obviously. So, my name is Peter, and I'm a long-term pioneer and a big advocate for Pi in Denmark. So, to start with, I would like to say thank you to Cozy and to the Pi News and Pi2Go, everyone joining. It's super awesome to see so many people gathered. So let me start from an end. This minor investigation really started with when it was brought to knowledge that the domain name AmazonPi.com, their raw data got updated. And they got updated coincidentally 5 days before the Pi Hackathon 2023. So that's the first coincidence in this case. And afterwards, we looked at the other noteworthy dates with regards to this specific IP and domain. And let me tell you, AmazonPi.com was originally registered by the hostmaster of Amazon legal department. It wasn't bought, it wasn't transferred, it was registered by the actual hostmaster. And for anyone who doesn't know what a hostmaster is, it's basically the guy hired by Amazon's legal department to oversee every domain and server issues. And that's a lot. Amazon legal department, they own over 400 different websites and domain names, and some pretty interesting ones, like obviously Twitch and Prime Video and Amazon.
Hello? Peter, you're muted for some reason.
Oh, sorry. Where did it leave off?
Just like 10 seconds ago.
Okay. I was talking about this hostmaster email and information for the Amazon legal department. They are the owners of, like you said, Cozy, a lot of very interesting domains like Amazon and Prime Video and Twitch. Furthermore, let me see here. Furthermore, I was talking about when this domain, Amazon Pi, was originally registered. And another interesting coincidence, perhaps, is that this domain was registered on the 5th of February 2019. And that's only 1 month before Nicholas and the core team officially released their white paper and app. So, remember, dates can tell a lot about what's happened. So, moving on. This investigation through different domain services. Cozy mentioned who.is, and I would also like to mention a site called website.informer, where we have been cross-checking to see if, let me see here. Yeah, we have cross-checked the Amazon hostmaster's email, the phone numbers, address, etc., and everything kind of sorts out. It's the right information. It's not the information for the actual headquarters of Amazon Technologies Incorporated, but the interesting thing is that through various entry points between these sites, all of the roads lead back to Amazon Technologies Incorporated. That means that by not only checking which domains this host master actually owns, the search for the different domains by itself also leads right back to the same data. And that's not a coincidence. And I would also like to say that this search and minor investigation, it's far from over. There's still a lot of raw data to look through. And I think with Cozy's help and possibly us also Pi News's help, we will release a lot of more information in the future. And to close off with, I mentioned a strange conversation I had with this woman when I called the phone number for the host master at Amazon Legal Department. And I would like to say I didn't release any information on who I was nor my involvement with Pi, but I just asked her point blank, kind of like a journalist would ask, do you have any comments on the recent update on the domain called AmazonPi.com? And she responded, and I quote, "I cannot comment on that matter at the current moment." So, interesting stuff. I think you should all make of it what you will, but remember, coincidences, they can happen, but yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Can hear anyone?
We can hear you. Thank you, Peter, for your input. Very
Sure.
interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, well,
Oh no, I thought somebody else has a question, but yeah, like guys, like what Peter's saying is that we've done our homework, we cross-checked it, we called them up, right, and we got some results. And like if you look into the results, like how and you do this yourself, you will also see the similarities, the coincidences. The cross-check refers back to Amazon.com, and it's public information. And the lady who didn't who didn't comment on the situation, again, as I previously mentioned, if there was nothing, like if it was just like a nothing burger, like there's no AmazonPi.com, what are you asking where to talk? I don't know. Like she could have easily said that, right? But she didn't. And that's a reaction. So Pi Network Excitement USA, go ahead.
I just had a question for him. For what's your name, brother? You were speaking.